Itential has launched its automation service to streamline and standardize network automation, allowing NetDevOps teams to securely create, share, and execute automations at scale. The service features a dynamic automation gateway that integrates tools like Python, Ansible, and OpenTofu, enabling developers to build automations while empowering teams to use them without coding expertise. With capabilities like role based access control, Git synchronization, and reusable service frameworks, Itential aims to simplify automation management, reduce script proliferation, and foster agility across hybrid cloud infrastructures. For more on this, let's kick it over to the Futurum Group's Ron Westfall, who learned more about it at our recent Networking Field Day event.
Thank you. And yes, I would certainly welcome the opportunity to provide perspective on Itential's new initiative, which was certainly, I think, effectively unfolded at the most recent Networking Field Day 36. And at the core of the Itential proposition is the general availability of its new automation service, which is aimed primarily at helping NetDevOps engineers execute and securely share infrastructure automations across teams. And this is important because from my conversations with development teams and network engineers and so forth at key organizations throughout the ecosystem that includes both suppliers as certainly the end customers, is that automation is still fragmented in terms of the ability to take advantage of all its benefits on an organization-wide basis. So there are automations that are implemented like in pockets, for example, for a specific application, for a specific part of the network, but it's not being implemented across the board. And there's important reasons for that. It's, I think, very much tied to the fact that the technology needs to be better able to support this across the board automation for an organization's network. So what we're doing is addressing this. That is, I'm seeing Itential, having a very compelling proposition that can make a difference. And this can help solve the dilemma that I touched on for net DevOps teams. They either have to give up time to administer and maintain, the virtual environments that they oversee, as well as, complex operational stacks that are commonly customized. And that is just to enable the execution of their automations. Otherwise, they're having to spend a lot of time manually running scripts in response to, tickets. And so both scenarios aren't that welcoming. That is, this is something that is causing a barrier, and it's preventing this wider implementation of network automation. Now, as I see it, as teams progress in their automation journey, the challenge is to operationalize automation, and rather than having it continue to spin its wheels. And alongside this is the fact that that script proliferation is something that has to be addressed directly. It has to be taken by the horns. And that certainly applies to the network automation libraries out there that are either being underused or they're not fully expanded yet. So what I think is important here is that the new offering, the automation service, is basically enabling the solving of key problems. And that is, the time and effort needed to operationalize automations, and also address the fact that there's no, standardized approach to enabling this across network infrastructure. And I think this is something that can assist enabling a more common framework for supporting organization-wide network automation. Plus, it's the challenge of quite simply building resilient and scalable systems. So the Itential Cloud Automation Service is designed primarily to streamline how enterprises onboard and execute their automations. And what is key to this is that the offering has an all-new Itential Automation Gateway, or IAG, which offers dynamic execution environments for Python scripts, Ansible playbooks, and OpenTofu plans, which is all very integral to how network engineers are going about to implement network automation. So this is important. It's already fitting into existing environments. This is not requiring, some painful cutover or, a complete rejiggering of how network engineers operate already. And so, in my view, Itential is gaining, I think, important differentiation by providing, this distinct approach to automation that creates individualized, temporary runtime environments that are instantly generated, single use, and are immediately available or scheduled for future use. So I think that's very important. It's reusable on a intuitive and flexible way. So that, again, we're getting away from automation only being implemented in pockets or on very specific situations. And as such, this I think can again allow for different contexts and timeframes to be accommodated and have that security built in. So there's, I would say, less nervousness about advancing with the automation. And I think this is certainly aligning with what I'm seeing out there. Network automation is going to advance over the next couple of years due to key megatrends such as AI, both the AI, ML engines out there that have been around for years, but also Gen AI capabilities, quite simply chatbots and so forth that can enable, natural language to assist with this overall process and again, enable the streamlining it and so forth. So through, Git synchronization and centralized management, I anticipate that Itential can make a huge difference in minimizing the complex configuration challenges out there. And to help matters along, it's available on a 30-day free trial. So folks out there will have the opportunity to kick the tires. And also, it comes with consumption-based pricing. So again, what's not to like in terms of at least looking at the Itential automation service capabilities, figuring out how it can make a difference within, all important NetDevOps environments, but also, quite simply, enabling network-wide automation across the organization. And that, I think, is why this announcement is so important and something that decision makers need to pay attention to.
Thanks very much, Ron. It's great to have you on the rundown.